What is good, everybody? Man, it's your boy Jay the building. We're back again with another video. All right, man. So we got week 7 of the HBCU season, man. So you already know what we do here, man. Give a brief review of some of the games that's happening this week, man, and I'm gonna give my prediction, man. So first game we're gonna start off with the game in Jacksonville. We have Jackson State, number 7th ranked Jackson State versus Bethune-Cookman. Alright, so I'm gonna do something different here. I'm gonna give my score now, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. So first off, I have Jackson State winning 35-7. Alright, and here's why. I think they're the better team, a much better team, but I do think in order for Jackson State to win as big as they're supposed to, they have to worry about this game and not next game. Because I know when teams seem to think about the tougher opponent, they seem to look over the opponent that they have in front of them because they think that it's going to be a walk. And Jackson State has the tendency of playing down to their competition. They've been doing it all first half. The first half of most of these games this year. They did it all last year. So, and especially with as dominant of a team as Jackson State has been all year, they have the tendency of looking down on their opponent and playing down to their competition. But this team is a second half team. Now, if Bethune-Cookman wants to keep it close, they cannot kill themselves. Or hell, even if they want to win this game, they can't kill themselves. If y'all know what happened with them last week when they played against Tennessee State, they lost in the second quarter 24-0. And so with that, what happened with that was they won time of possession, they had more total yards, they had more first downs. The thing that killed Bethune-Cookman was the fact that the turnover, they had 4 turnovers in the first half. They had their field goal blocked, they had a fumble that was returned for a touchdown, and they had an interception that was returned for a touchdown. So granted, you gave up about 14 to 17 points just off of you just turning the ball over. And so they won 14-10. They won the second half 14-10, but the thing that's been killing Bethune-Cookman so far this year has been their lack of them taking control of the ball. So in order for Bethune-Cookman to have some type of success in this game, they can't turn the ball over. Jalen Jones is going to have to play one of the best games he ever had, even though this is his he's going up against his former team. He ain't seen a defense like this so far yet. Now, I know he played the University of Miami, but he's playing against a team that he's familiar with. He just hasn't played against this Jackson State team, So, yeah, I have Jackson State winning this game, and I have it winning fairly easy. But if Bethune-Cookman wants to have some success, Jalen Jones is going to have to get rid of the ball a lot quicker than what he's been doing. And he can't just look at at his first or second read and just take off right. He can't do that. Not in this game. You're gonna have to take what the defense gives you. The receivers are gonna have to find ways to break off to beat man coverage, because Jackson State is gonna do that. They're gonna do a lot of that, because they do look, and their defense goes into every game thinking that we can play one-on-one and we can blitz you all day. Like, they don't even have to zone though. They can go up there, play man coverage, blitz y'all, and just beat y'all that way. So like I said, if Jalen Jones is gonna have some success in this game, he's gonna have to throw the ball a lot quicker. Slants, jailbreak screens, pitches, bubble screen. Hell, your receivers are gonna have to pull off some double moves, but Jalen Jones is gonna need to have time. So the offensive line needs to be able to hold up their end of the bargain and play very well against this front seven. This front seven is very mean. So I hope Bethune Cookman is ready for what Jackson State is going to throw at him, because Jackson State is coming. And I know, everybody knows that. Look, Campbell has been doing a real good job with this team. They've also been handling their business on the football field. They're going up against Robert Moore's team that ain't good at all, that hasn't won a game yet. Now, as a matter of fact, that same Robert Moore's team just lost to Gardner Webb 29-0 just last week. And Campbell is playing against them this week. But enough of that. So, yeah, I have Jackson State winning 35-7. I just hope Bethune Cookman can make this over. All right, man. Next up, and what so happens to be HBCU game of the week for me, I have Alcorn State versus Southern. This is going to be a real good matchup. Now, I've been paying attention to the Swacking the Fool podcast, and they've been making me laugh all week. They've been going at each other all week, so I'm going to really pay close attention to this game, and I may react to their reaction to the game. I may do that, but this game right here, I think both teams are evenly matched. I think both teams' strength is that they both like to run the ball and they both play good defense, especially with Southern these last 2 weeks, or hell, ever since Jason Dumars has been in the lineup. This defense has been unstoppable. Most points they gave up was 13 points. You have Southern, their front line consists of Jason Dumars, Trey Lang, who's number 3 in the SWAC in tackles for loss. Now, I don't know if Jordan Lewis is going to play this week, but even so, they still have Caleb Gibbons and they still have Tyson Brown. So their front seven is pretty good. Now with Alcorn does a real good job of not turning the ball over from offense and creating pressure on defense. They have 20 sacks so far this year, and they have 7 forced fumbles. And I can assure you that the majority of their forced fumbles comes from them second quarterback. So now they don't have really star-studded players on defense. I like Malachi Barley. I'm sorry. I like Chris Ballard. I like Terrence Ellis, linebacker. Like, they have some guys on defense. Now the thing with Southern is that when the ball is in the air, they are in danger of taking it to the house. They have 9 interceptions so far this season, and they have 4 pick sixes. So this Southern defense is very opportunistic, and if they get their hands on the ball, they're looking to score. But both of these teams are very evenly matched to me. I think what this game is going to really come down to is which quarterback is going to make plays. I think what both of these defenses are going to have to do is find a way to stop the run. Because both of these teams are the top 2 teams in the SWAC in rushing. They're the only 2 teams in the SWAC really that are above 200 yards rushing per game. So now Jarvion Howard only had 60-something yards rushing, but he did have 2 touchdowns. So Valley State did a real good job of stopping the run. The thing with that was that Aaron Allen did an even better job of throwing the ball. He actually threw it for over 300 yards. And Aaron Allen does a real good job of not turning the ball over. He has a real good completion percentage. And I think that is what's going to boil down to. If the running game isn't working, what is the quarterback going to do in order to drive the ball down the field? So I think it's going to be Rashawn McCray versus Aaron Allen. Oh man, now Alcorn is 2-0 so far, and Southern is 1-1 or 2-1, I believe. No, they're 2-1. They beat Pine Bluff and they beat Fairview. Now, while Fairview is on a bye week so far this week, Alcorn and Southern play. Man, who I have winning this game? Oh man, this is tough. I'm not gonna lie, this is a tough one. I'm gonna say Southern. I'm gonna say Southern win this game for this reason. I think the secondary of Southern is a little better than Alcorn secondary, and I think when the running game isn't working, they're gonna, like I said before, they're gonna rely on Aaron Allen to throw the ball, and I think that Southern secondary is a little bit better than Alcorn State receiver, and I think that's gonna be the difference. I think Rashawn McCray is going to do enough to put some points on the board, especially with him being able to not only throw the ball down the field, but him being able to run as well as he does. Hell, he's top 5 in the SWAC in rushing. So that tells you that there's an added element to the offense that Southern didn't have last year. And Rashawn McCray throws the ball very, very well. And he throws the ball on the run, and I think he's going to throw the ball well enough to win the game. I have it being 28-24. But I do believe that this is going to be a real hard-fought, tough game. I think both teams are going to try and establish the run. I think both defenses are going to play very well. I do think ultimately it's going to come down to the two quarterbacks, and eventually I think Rashawn comes out as the better quarterback, and I believe Southern wins this game. All right, next up, we have Florida A&M versus Grambling State. Now, FAMU should be heavily favored in this game. The thing about this is that Grambling State is playing in their first home game this year, and we're halfway through the year, which is crazy. So Grambling is playing at their home, in their first home game. And I do believe that the crowd is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be sold out, but it's going to be a lot of people cheering in that stadium. Now, I shouldn't do this. I have Grambling in the upset. I should be going for Florida A&M. I should be, but I have Grambling in the upset for this reason. Now, and before I say that, in order for Grambling to have success in this game, they're gonna have to find a way to stop Xavier Smith. If nobody's been paying attention, Xavier Smith has been the best receiver. Matter of fact, one of the best receivers in the country, period. Not just in the SWAC, but in the country, period. He leads the SWAC in every statistical receiver category in the conference. He's top 10 in every category in the FCS. And if Grambling is gonna have some success in this game, they're gonna have to find a way to stop him. Like, y'all know they're gonna throw to him like Matthew Stafford throws to Cooper Rush, or to what am I saying? I'm sorry, to Cooper. But I do believe this game is gonna be interesting. And in order for Grambling to have some success on offense, they for one have to establish who the quarterback is. They're going to have to figure out who that quarterback is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Chavez, if it's going to be Chase Amon, if it's Hawkins. I don't know. But whoever the quarterback is, they're going to have to know that they have Isaiah Lamb on the other side. And even though that he's been quiet so far this year, it won't take much for him to get a sack or two before that FAMU defense gets fired up. And they already know that they have Isaiah Major lurking inside that box. But I do believe Grambling State is gonna have some success with running the ball. I think I've seen Maurice Washington. Now, I watched a little bit of the Grambling and Alabama A&M game. Grambling State, they were moving the ball pretty well. They used 3 different quarterbacks. I like what Chase Amon was doing on the ground. I do like Chowbay. I do believe, even though he's a freshman, I do believe that they probably need to stick with him. If not, then try and chase that quarterback. But seeing as though that Grambling is playing in their first home game, and I know that they've been waiting. The Graham fan has been waiting for a home game. I do believe that Grambling State is going to win it. Whew! Oh man, and I can't believe I'm picking them, but I'm picking them for that, for them 3 reasons. That Grambling State is going to be at home. There is going to be some type of home cooking that's going to be served, and I have Grambling State winning 21-14. Even though that FAMU does score, they have been scoring a lot of points in this 4-game winning streak so far. And Jeremy Musa has been a beast. He's been picking apart defenses. And, that's where Lewis Matthews comes into play. That's where Anderson and Powell come into play in the end spot. That's where Joshua Reed on defense are gonna have to come in and they're gonna have to establish some dominance on defense. And in order for them to do that, they're gonna have to find ways to create pressure on defense and find a way to stop Xavier. But I have Grambling State for the upset. And that's gonna be crazy for me to. It's crazy for me to say now, but I have Grambling State in there. Next up, we have Mississippi Valley State versus Alabama State. Now, Alabama State is at home. Now, Valley State is still looking for their first win. Now, I'll say this. I think Alabama State might be pumped. There's 2 things. Either Alabama State is going to be pumped up for this game off of last week, or they're going to have a hangover over homecoming. And I don't know what type of team that we're going to get from Alabama State because they played very well versus Jackson State. And I was nervous about them coming in because they didn't play well versus Miles. They didn't play well offensively. They didn't play well versus Miles. They didn't play well versus Texas Southern. And those were supposed to be the 2 games that I thought that the offense was going to explode. And even last week, Alabama State's offense didn't really kick off like that. Like, they have 2 good drives, but I don't know if Demetrius Davis is healthy because he's been hurt damn near every game so far this year. He's been hurt every game. And as talented as he is, I don't know how much of a rhythm that offense is going to be able to establish because the quarterback is always hurt. But I will say this, the running game is pretty solid. It's very, very solid. Santo Dunn is an absolute beast. I like him. I like Morant at running back too. Now for Valley State. Valley State is gonna have to play very good defense. If Caleb Johnson can come out and run the ball very well, if Jamari Jones is gonna be able to throw the ball well here and there, he's gonna have to do a very good job because this Alabama State secondary is for real. They are very much for real. Starting with Rashad Davis and Keenan Isaac. Like, they have some guys in the secondary that can lock up. And Jamari Jones has been struggling so far this year. So if Valley State is gonna have any chance of pulling this off, they're gonna have to score some points on offense. Like they're gonna have to make some throws, either that or they're gonna have to establish a real good running game. You know, because oh man, Alabama State's defense is very good. I have Alabama State winning this game 28-7. I have them win 28-7. But if Valley State is gonna have a chance in this game, Ronnie Thomas is on the other side. So Ronnie Thomas is very dangerous. I have him as my favorite to win SWAC Defensive Player of the Year. He's been very, very lethal so far this year for that defense. And he's really been the only thing to talk about when it comes to Valley State. But if Ronnie Thomas can come like how he's supposed to, I do believe Valley State can have a chance to pull off the upset. But unless that happens, I have Alabama State winning this game. I had them win 28-7. All right, next up, we have Alabama A&M versus Arkansas Pine Bluff. Now, the River City Classic, it was supposed to be played in St. Louis. And somehow that got canceled. I don't know what happened, but now they're going to be playing at Pine Bluff. So, with this game, Donovan Eaglin in the last two games rushed for over 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. I don't know what's been going on over there, but ever since Gary Cole asked out or whatever, Donovan has really been running the ball very well. Now I think Quincy Casey finished off the game last week and he played very decent. They're going up against a Pine Bluff team that struggled defensively last week or the week before. Now, matter of fact, last week as well. Whew. Now, I think Alabama A&M, even with them being on the road, I think they're going to win fairly easy. I don't know if Skylar Perry is going to start in this game. I think they might be in rebuilding mode at this point. I don't know what's going on with that quarterback spot out there at Pine Bluff, but it doesn't look good. In order for Pine Bluff to even have a chance in this game, they're gonna have to run the ball with Keon and Alabama A&M. Now, the thing that Pine Bluff could have going for them is that Alabama A&M is not that very good defensively. So Pine Bluff does have a chance to score some points because they are very weak, you know, especially in the secondary. They will be able to have some success in the secondary throwing the ball, but in terms of Alabama A&M, I have Alabama A&M winning the game. I had them winning, I'll say 35-21. I have Alabama A&M winning 35-21. I think Donovan is going to have another 100-yard game. I don't see Pine Bluff defensively stopping A&M from scoring. They haven't really stopped anybody from scoring all year outside of their first. Matter of fact, outside of their second game, because they couldn't even stop Lane Collins from scoring. So I do believe Alabama A&M is going to have a field day on Pine Bluff, but I have A&M winning this game 35-21. But I hope that Pine Bluff comes to play because I don't want to see him get blown. Not another week. I don't want to see him get blown. No, so, but I have A&M winning this game. All right, next up, Delaware State versus Norfolk State. Now, Norfolk State is at homecoming. They're at home. Both these teams are running teams. Norfolk State has a much better offense. Delaware State is not much of an offensive team at all, but they're very opportunistic on defense. They force a lot of turnovers. Even though they don't move the ball a lot, they've been struggling on offense to score some points outside of them playing against Bethune. But other than that, Delaware State plays very, very good defense. And mind you, Norfolk State just got their first victory against Morgan State, and ironically, they won on the last second touchdown in the air. But I do have Delaware State winning this game. I believe they're going to play very, very good defense because they've been doing that all year outside of them playing in Delaware. But other than that, I think this is going to be a real good defensive game, and I have Delaware State winning, I would say 17-14. I have Delaware State winning 17-14. Now, I do have some Division II HBCU games that are going to be exciting to look for this weekend, man. First off, in the SIAC, got number 14 ranked Albany State going up against 23 ranked Benedict College. And in the CIAA, got number 15 ranked Virginia Union going up against Bowie State. Now, for those of y'all that are familiar with Bowie State, y'all know what they did last year in the playoffs. They made it all the way up to the semifinals in the playoffs. All four of these teams are the top teams in their division. So these wins are going to put them ahead in the division and primarily, headed into the conference championship game. So I'm excited for both of those games. They're both early games. I might catch those, honestly. Or if I don't catch it, because I'll be watching the Jackson State game, I want to at least react to it. And I want to give y'all a chance to catch the game if you guys don't watch it. Because I do believe those two games are going to be exciting. And plus it'll give us a chance to not only put, the SWAC and MEAC teams on the map, but also some SIAC teams and CIAA teams that are also doing their thing and have been doing their thing all year long. So I'm excited for these games. I'm excited for the other games that I predicted, man, and I cannot wait for them. So I can't wait for this weekend, man. Y'all, I can't wait, man. Y'all, look, I hope I'm not wrong about this Grambling State. Oh, man.